Anything else?
Make a motion, we accept the motions for the minutes with corrections. Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded by Anna and Jamie to accept the July 9th meeting minutes with corrections. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. All right, first item under unfinished business, Department of Retirement update. I'm going to turn the floor over to Barbara for that update.
Once again, we have been working on getting the $19,563.11 paid to the Department of Retirement. Today, I was able to finally get to the bank to get a cashier's check. The cashier's check cost $10, so the check was actually $19,553.11. It is mailed to Department of Retirement as of today. Due to not having that readily available, there were interest and fines assessed in the amount of $442.62, which brought our balance up to $45,412.10. Now that, well, once it is assessed to the account, so once we get that paid, officially paid, we will still have a remaining balance owing of $25,858.99. Currently, I still have no other ideas to pay that remaining $25,858 to DOR. The only idea I have is to bring back the ordinance 2405, which rescinds ordinance 2404, to make that $15,504 available to use towards the DOR amount. That would bring the amount down to $10,354.49.
Did you move the money as originally was voted on?
Yes, it has been moved.
It's all been moved out of
Yes, it has.
those accounts. Okay.
Yes, it was done the 17th.
That's not the stuff from the bank of Umpqua.
The 19,000 is from Umpqua.
Okay.
Yes, that account is now closed.
Okay.
Unless you have other ideas, I am out of ideas. You presented a version of ordinance 2405, which gave us $8,000 available. My version gives us $15,504, which is a difference of $7,504. I just don't have any other ideas.
I thought you had some kind of a payment plan set up with them?
Nope, we were unable to do the payment plan based on not getting the $17,000 original amount paid in a timely manner.
I was looking at the budget the other day, and also the paper that you gave us as to where the employees are paid out of. And for the clerk treasurer, she's only paid 35% out of the current expense. There's over $34,000 in that account. She's only used less than $6,000 for half a year. I think that we can take money out of that account because it's way overpacked if they're only getting 35% of her pay out of that large amount of money.
Correct.
So you've only, for your paychecks up to through the last meeting, you had only used almost $6,000. And so for the rest of the year, you'll probably use around $6,000. So I think we can take some money out of that account to make up this. Because
I don't see where we would be able to pay $25,000 out of that account.
not 25,000, but probably 20. There's still 31,000 in that account as of last month. Well, I make a motion that we take $20,000 out of the clerk treasurer's wages.
Well,
And
Jamie,
then 5,000 out of the benefits because they're overbooked also. She's only used 15% of wages and 18% of benefits.
the clerk does not have, but that one line out of current expense, correct? Right?
But she's paid,
That's her page.
yeah, but she's also paid out of water, the water fund 35%, sewer fund 10%, garbage 10%, and street fund 10%.
Correct. That's all for the rest, resolution, yes.
Mm.
Okay, so,
So there's an awful lot of money in that one line
It is
item.
for
that-
substitutes.
Yeah.
Office substitutes.
it's also for anything that we need to pay out for clerk stuff. Right now, we are not paying a full-fledged sub, because Myra is doing it free, okay? So that current expense line for clerk is, for her total dollar amount, is that right?
Mhm.
Okay. And then,
It started at $36,500. She's used $5,479 because she's paid only 35% of her wages out of that fund. So there's enough money in there to pay her for the whole year, just in this one line item, but we're taking 35% from water, 10 from sewer, garbage, and street.
right,
There's an awful lot of extra money in that account.
true. It also has her council meeting dollar, which is sometimes overtime.
I understand that, but she's had overtime the whole first half of the year. Why would she have anything much different for the second half of the year? She shouldn't. I'm not saying to clean it out completely,
Well,
but
you
with what
can.
I'm leaving in there is plenty for.
But you can't clean it out totally.
Well, I said that's not what I was asking for.
Okay, the one thing that, bring forward is in the ordinance, 2405 that was proposed, that the clerk treasurer gave up $2,600 as it was. And that got rejected, so that 18,000 could have gone into the retirement insurance premiums new line, to pay off the Department of Retirement.
It's apples and oranges, we didn't pass that.
I know.
I'm bringing you a new idea because I've looked over the budget and
Okay,
when I got this sheet that told me exactly where she's being paid from,
okay,
she only gets 35% of her entire annual pay out of that fund, and she hasn't even used $6,000. It was $5,500.
It's actually closer to $7,000.
Well,
As
as
of
of now. But we're past the halfway mark of the year. How much do you show right now in that account?
$29,000.
So leaving $9,000 in there is almost twice what you did for the first half of the year. So you should be okay.
Should we take the suggestion and see what we can do with that?
I think I need a motion.
Yeah, I second that motion.
Okay, so what was the motion to make sure?
The motion is to take $20,000 out of the clerk treasurer's wage line and put it towards the Department of Retirement, and then the benefits line to take the other $5,000 out of the, well, how much is in there now? I want to work on a new number. How much is in the wages?
9,000.
9,000? And year-to-date you used
3,000.
3,000. So I guess we can leave 6,000 in there. So take 3,000 from there. That gets us 23,000, correct? Well, that's good for right now. I'll go back through and we can work on the other 2,500 or whatever it is at the next meeting.
20,000 wages and 3,000.
Okay. Motion has been made by Jamie and seconded by Jim to have clerk wages subtract 20,000 and clerk benefits subtract 3,000. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. We
And
will
you can make that
research
payment.
that.
You guys can make that payment right away then, right?
We have to do a budget amendment.
Yeah.
And present the ordinance at the next meeting.
Okay, but as soon as that, we can send that so the Department of Retirement knows it's almost done.
Okay. All right. More update?
That was it.
Okay. Item B, I did not get the complete what you wanted to say there, Miss Jamie.
It was council information on issues.
I have been in contact with Department of Retirement Services. Our balance as of today was $17,826.56 for the first two accounts. And it was 27,000, let me find it. There's a total of, there's 27,585.60 for the first three account. The 17,000 has already accrued two interest payments for late fees, one of $178.13 and one for $72.38. So where is the 19,000 you just quoted? That was due now.
No, the 19,000 is what we just paid.
But why did you have to pay the 19,000 when the total wasn't 19,000?
Because
We paid
closed
19,000 because that's what we had available to pay.
Okay, that's,
Yeah, we closed
that
that
was my
account.
question there. And how far back did you say this went?
How far back did I say what went?
Department of Retirement?
I don't understand the questions.
When they did the audit, how far back?
How far back? How many years
did they
back?
go?
They looked at Joe, which went back to, like when he was hired, 2008.
Okay, well, I have here from Department of Retirement where they state that Joe only went back to May of 2020.
Right, that's how far they were.
They did not go back to 07, 08.
That's not what we were.
That's not what
It's what you
We have
said.
in the letters.
Okay, they told me that they looked at Joe back as far as 2007, 2008, but they only flagged him as far as 2020 because that's when his hours were
More than 70.
correct. But he was looked at as far back as 2008 when he was hired.
Okay.
Well, you made it look like there were issues from way back when you first talked about it and in some of your letters. So just for a correction, this This money we're paying back started in May of 2020.
It was 2020 for Joe and 2021 for everybody else.
So these are problems arising from 2020 and further.
Only one person was 2020. The remainder were everybody who was employed from May of 2021. The
That is
reports were
incorrect.
not done correctly.
Cagney was 2017.
No, they went back and looked at 2017, but she was not considered a full-time employee until 2021. And I have that from the Department of Retirement, not only the person who did the review, but her manager. And I have all the documentation here for it as well.
Well, they looked at Cagney as well in 2017 forward.
Well, you only paid on her from 2021.
Okay.
So you misled what was really happening.
Well, we're only giving whatever information that we get. So that's, at that time, that's what was given, so that's what we passed on.
You guys made it out that this went back to previous administrations and mistakes made by them.
That's what.
And that's what the payments were for.
And that's what we were.
So we're just trying to correct the record that the payments are from 2020 for Joe and then May of 21 for the other employees. Because nothing was entered into the system to correct anything.
Right.
When Cagney went full-time, when you hired other people.
The misunderstanding of it's an option or it's not an option. That's where the mistake came. Whatever year that it was, right, that was the mistake. You can sign up for retirement or you don't have to sign up for, that was the big mistake.
Well, it
I
also
think that's
documents,
where, full-time people have to sign up, but not half-time people.
Yes, they
Right,
do.
usually.
Henry was part-time, and he was required to sign up for Department of Retirement as well. As a part-time employee, he was required to sign up.
because he was working over 70 hours.
Correct. So part-time employee is not given an option either. You guys are required to sign up for Department of Retirement or not, based on your elected official status.
We just wanted to clear it up because there are a lot of things that come from the office that are not stated correctly. They're made to look like it's somebody else's fault or it was happening way back here and it's gotta be this person's fault too. And you gotta stop that.
No, we were not.
You need to
doing
stop
it
that.
all.
You did
No.
too. We have some things that are written.
Like I
Say
said,
that.
we are just given.
Please give us correct information. Don't play the blame game. That's what you like to do to make it look like less. These were mistakes that were made in a certain time frame. And it wasn't way back to 2008.
And the mistake, we told you about that.
You didn't tell us that she was avoiding information requests. You didn't tell us that she did not know how to report the hours, that she did not know how to report the separations, the separation dates. You did not tell us any of that, and it's all right here in the Department of Revenue Compliance Review. We were not in compliance because Barbara was not doing it correctly.
As well as previous.
No, it does not go back except for Joe. the
All I
2020.
can say is whatever information that we gave, we got.
I wasn't hired in 2020, so it wasn't me in 2020. So it goes back before my time.
And
Well,
if
Only one
that's
Joe.
because before 2020, Joe wasn't working more than 70 hours a month.
yeah, so are
Don't
are
do
we
it.
okay with this?
Just
No, seriously, you
let
just
us talk.
talk.
This is our meeting.
No, I understand that.
And I know who you're here with. I see it.
But don't do
You know,
the blame game.
I
What
get
we're
it.
trying to do is get accurate information.
We want
right from the
accurate
start.
information.
When
The
did you sign
town
up?
deserves accurate.
What's that? When did you sign off to do it?
We are out of order.
I'm just listening.
Hey, we are out of order here.
Well, real
So is he.
Okay, I'm just saying, we are out of order. Can
We'll
we
stop
move
the
on?
meeting if we have any more interruptions.
Can we move on then?
Just
Okay,
say
so-
interrupt.
So excuse me, I would like to make a motion to inform council at the start of any audits, investigations, agency inquiries, and issues that may arise, rather than waiting until it is finished and only giving us incorrect information. So We would like you to provide us with accurate information at the start and contact of any agency regarding town issues.
Can you say that the motion to inform council with accurate info?
On any audits, investigations, agency inquiries. Sorry.
Okay.
Where are you at?
Agency inquiries.
Or issues that may arise the moment you know about them, rather than at the end.
I don't hear a second, so.
Second.
It's dead.
Sorry, I thought she was still writing. Do you have it written? You got it?
I got it.
Okay. It's moved and seconded to inform council with accurate information on any audit, investigations, agency inquiries, or issues that may arise the moment it is known. Jamie seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And I truly don't think that anything's not been given at the time that we know this. So, with new business, item A and B. Are we having private conversations?
No, we weren't finished.
We weren't
with,
finished.
Jim wanted to say something too.
Yeah, the auditor and management letter, there was apparently some misrepresenting to the council. There was no oversight on payroll, expenditures, and funds coming in and out of the office.
We were told numerous times where employees weren't paid correctly.
Right. Some were overpaid, some were underpaid. Payroll in general, account payable and receipts. And the auditors do not and will not allow for a payback plan. Like Barbara has presented to us, the auditor says they will not entertain anything like that. And if I understand correctly, if my memory serves me right, Barbara, didn't you say that you had a letter from the attorney that said that he approved your overtime?
No, I said we could request one.
Or an email, I mean, not a letter, an email.
Yes, I said we have an email from the attorney's office that said it was approved
Okay, where is it?
in the email folder.
Okay, well, can you present us with that at the next meeting, at the latest, or have it available at the office?
I already made a
Public
public records
records
request for that
Written
information and was told it was only verbal.
We were told that that a letter, as stated in the public records request, a letter.
I actually requested emails because I believe it to be an email.
No, you asked for written documentation.
Well, an
Which is
email
an email.
is written
Oh, okay.
documentation.
Apples and oranges here.
Okay.
No,
No,
I mean,
it's
it's
the
a public
same thing.
records request, you made her wait 5 days. And then you
Actually,
said
I
you didn't
didn't
have
wait 5
anything
days.
written.
I received it on the
Yes,
5th day.
I was in there,
Okay,
she filled it out on one day, you said it would start the next morning,
right, the
and
next
then it would be
business.
5 working days.
Right. And an email from an attorney is confidential information. I can't,
Not if it's
It's not
approving
true.
you to work overtime for an overpayment.
but it includes other information that is confidential. It's not just individual. We've requested
Well,
a
what does
letter
the
from
government do? The government blacks it out, the stuff that doesn't have anything to do with what the request is.
We've requested a specific letter from the attorney. We are waiting for that document as asked by the council. We are waiting for that specific letter.
At the last meeting, I asked if you could check with Department of Retirement and L&I, because that's not legal, and it's not reporting your hours correctly. And you're gonna get in trouble. The town is gonna get in trouble.
The auditor, in the middle of the audit, sat with me, and everything that I said was what was the conversation with Ruby as well as myself. And it was stated, like in the letter that Jim has there, management letter, is that what you said? That we would have to confer with, is that the word?
The attorney.
With the attorney for that. So,
You have also
That's where we-
stated multiple times that the state auditor has approved your working the overtime
I did
for
not
the
state
You
re-
said that
Yes,
last
you did,
meeting.
it's on recording both times.
in our conversation, it was stated by Ruby that sounds good to me, you would have to confer with your attorney. So that's where we left it. She went
Okay,
back
well-
over to where she was working.
Well, there are RCWs that state that anytime there's an overpayment, it has to be paid directly back, either by taking it out of the person's next check or making a payment plan.
Okay, I was taking the word of the auditor. So,
Okay, so we need to make a payment plan and not mess around with, I don't know how you're gonna straighten out all those overtime hours that you were working to make up for it. But we're gonna have to
they
pay
were
her
unpaid.
what she
No,
worked.
They were unpaid because it was a process of,
Okay, but that's not legal, it's not reporting your hours
Been-
correctly.
The payment has been reported. The overpayment was reported to Department of Retirement, the IRS, to Department of Treasury. All that payment has already been reported to those entities. So I was
Okay.
working off the payment in the hours. So by reporting it again on the paycheck, I'm double dipping, so to speak, to those entities by reporting those hours again.
and
You're
that
actually
was,
working the hours.
that was from the auditor.
Well, I spoke with Ruby and Debbie both, who were the leads on the audit, and both of them said they would not approve something like that. And that it was up to the town and the town's attorney, and that they stand by their documented overpayment of $1,600, and they would not allow any alterations.
And the attorney approved.
We will get this.
We'll get the
straight.
letter from the
We
attorney.
will get it straight.
We just want it to be done right so that it doesn't trigger another audit.
And according to what we were going a little by, it was done right. It was done appropriately. It was processed exactly the way that it was presented to us. That was okay. So we will backtrack if we have to.
Just for the sake of you guys and the town, that's why we're being so adamant about it, because you gotta make sure it's done right or you're gonna get another audit.
And
It makes everybody look incompetent, you know, and
you're only
and
incompetent on,
we don't need that. I would like to make a motion that the mayor pro tem review all time cards, wage slips, and payroll payments before disbursement.
I second that.
Could you say that motion again, please?
Sure.
Pro tem,
Review all time cards, wage slips,
what are wage slips?
anything that keeps track of wages,
oh, we got
where they are.
it.
Okay.
That's what the time card.
Well, it's just kind of
You
an
issue a
all-inclusive.
statement of total earnings, total deductions, that kind of thing with your paychecks. That is called a wage slip.
And payroll payments before disbursement.
Robert seconded, correct?
Yes.
My question, payroll is the last working day of every month, so is the mayor pro tem gonna devote like an hour or two every last working day of every month to come into the office to do this?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure you have time to be able to do this. Okay,
It needs to start
I'm just making
at
sure,
the end of August because
I'm just
I won't be
checking.
available at the end of this week.
Okay, so, next, everyone, whoops, Mayor Pro Tem review all time cards, wage slips, and payroll payments.
Okay, to repeat, the motion was made by Jim that the mayor pro tem review all time cards, wage slips, and payroll payments before disbursement. And Robert seconded. All in favor, say aye. And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, are we done now with item B?
Yeah.
Don't want to step on any more toes.
You had IRS.
Okay, I had a question about the IRS. Two of our employees still haven't received their returns because they're under some kind of a,
Investigation.
it's an investigation of some sort into it being for real. And it's just kind of strange that it's two of our employees. Is there something going on with one of these other entities that's making them hold their income tax returns?
We haven't received any notification from the IRS or anybody.
Anything else?
No.
Okay.
No. And what's frustrating with that is that both employees, they themselves are not being told what the hang-up is.
Well, I just
If
wondered.
you were being, if you knew what the hang-up was, well, then it could be a information, right? Don't you think?
Well, that's why I was bringing it to your attention. I
There
thought they'd
is,
said
there's
anything.
nothing that we have.
They talk to us. They're very frustrated.
Oh, yeah.
They blame me. But I haven't heard anything. I don't have any idea.
Can you reach out to the IRS?
I have in the past about different issues that we've had with them in the past, and they've resolved the issues we've had with them in the past.
Well, could you maybe make a phone call and find out why two of our 5 employees, 5, 6, 7, 8 employees didn't get their refund? Do you have an office that you can call being a town
No.
to find out if it's something?
Every time I call up IRS, I get a different person. I just get a worker that refers me to somebody else, that refers me to somebody else. I can try. I don't know that I'll get anywhere.
Okay.
I'm willing to give it a shot. I don't know that I'll get any answers.
IRS is like.
Anything else?
Yes, I do. I have quite a big one. In view of the way it's going to be run at this time,
Is this under the B item?
the way the town's being run at the moment, and the situations that we keep getting into, I'm making a motion to raise Barbara's bond, the clerk, from $10,000 to $100,000. Effective immediately.
And that's based on the amount of money the town receives every year, part of their budget.
$10,000 is nowhere enough at all.
That was the recommendation.
I don't have the information.
Yeah. On is different, it's not 10.
Just did you win the day over?
It's,
My client's always going to treat.
yeah,
Okay, we'll make that from 50 to 100,000.
Did I just hear that she said her bond was 50,000?
I believe my bond is 50.
When did it get raised?
That's what I know.
That's what he said.
I believe it's been 50,000.
It was 10,000 in July of last year.
I don't have the paperwork, so I can't tell you. Whichever amount it is, I will work on that tomorrow.
Would
Yeah, there's no second on that.
Second.
Okay. All right, so here we've got a motion from Robert to raise the clerk's bond to $100,000 effective immediately or as soon as possible.
Yes.
Okay. And Anna seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carried. Anything else under item B?
I think that was it.
Okay, new business, item A and B. All right, so A is employment. And because Joe Pesutti is trying to retire, desiring to retire, advertisements went out for water operator and sewer operator. So council, you have been presented a couple of proposals. Any discussion for that? Current Casey's contract and then a new proposal. Hopefully he brought. Discussion.
What was the name of the applicant on the white sheet?
Judy Ellis.
Judy?
Judy Ellis,
Judy, what was her business?
Columbia Water Services.
Make a motion that we hire Columbia Water Services as a operator.
Okay, the motion is from Jamie and a second from Jim to contract with Columbia Water Services. The water services, $1,200 per month. Sewer operation services, $500 a month. Okay. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. With that being said, I do appreciate, and I'm sure that everybody in town appreciates, Casey's knowledge that she has dedicated to us through the years. And I will let her know of the decision tonight. Public Works applicants, council, we have had several applications submitted for the Public Works positions. One person withdrew his name. One person had incomplete paperwork. Two others you have been given the information to. Corey Pritchell and a Preston Jones. Corey Pritchell at the moment, or at that moment, because the town had no employees, he said that he'd be able to start July 15th, and he did. He's working well, getting routine down, all the different aspects of doing the rounds and getting into the niche of things, schedules. Preston Jones is very interested in working closer to home right now. He's working out of Airway Heights. And he said that he would be able to start August 1st, if offered. With training and patience, I think that both men will serve the town of Lynn well if they're given the chance. Both applicants are willing to start employment at $20 per hour. And budget-wise, we're okay, right? Okay. With that dollar, Cagney has said that she would help with the training with the meter reads, and that's going to start tomorrow. So with decision on wages for Corey Fritchell, Preston Jones.
Question? Yeah, we got experience, you know. Make a motion that we stop Preston at $22 an hour. Was a previous experience.
Second. Are you gonna do
Are you
both
going
of
to
them
do
or
them
just
together
one?
or separately?
Oh, we can do it together.
Finish your motion then?
Yeah, finish your motion.
I think Corey 20 because the other one's experienced. Corey's not.
Experience at what?
Equipment operation.
Okay, you know, heavy goods, trucks, lorries.
Okay.
Second?
Jamie seconded.
Oh, okay.
So we have Preston at 22 an hour and Corey at 20 an hour?
Mhm.
And Jamie seconds? Okay. So Robert made the motion for Preston at 22 and Corey at 20.
Okay, do I need to repeat it?
Sorry.
Okay, council, you have, motion, Robert, for, hiring or, waging for Preston Jones, $22 an hour, and Corey Fritchell at $20 an hour. All in favor, say aye. And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. With the B part, A and B, they are kind of blended together. Council, you have resolution 2403 in your packet somewhere. Got it? Okay. You have been given the information from a council's decision at last meeting. We gave that to you last meeting. In a paragraph, Barbara did. Half sheet. So that all information was given ahead of time. That council decision was made in 2021, and that was before this current inflation skyrocket. Of 1% to 2% raise for employees on their hire date anniversary. And Barbara started August 2nd of 2021. So council, I am putting to you, if the 1% raise would be 17 cents added. If you say 2%, that's 34% or 34 cents. And the cost of living adjustment, added information, cost of living adjustment for 2024, which was given January of 2024, 3.4%. At 3%, that would be an additional 51 cents. So, discussion, decision,
What is the current wage that she's receiving?
it's on your resolution. Oh, sorry,
1703.
1703. Oh, that's fine, blank.
Yeah.
Okay.
hesitant based on the issues that we have had the last several months with the pay raise. I just really am. It's based on competency, and I don't know, I just have a real hard time. It's just, it's my personal opinion.
I tend to agree with you that there's a lot of mistakes being made, a lot of misrepresentation going on, a lot of things that need to improve before any sort of a raise could be even considered.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, that's the reason to put the bond up,
Mhm.
you know? So I'm opposed.
So we have to make a motion on that. Is that what you're ready for? Okay. Then I move that Martha's pay remain where it is at 1703.
I second.
Can I offer a friendly addition? That we revisit it at the first meeting in October, and if minutes are looking good and things have all been corrected, she doesn't have this paperwork that says she won't sign something that the council's approved, that's her job, then we can consider it again at the first meeting in October.
I would agree to that.
Jim has motioned and Anna has seconded that Barbara's pay remains the same at 1703. Does Jamie's addition be part of that?
He accepted my friendly amendment or addition.
To be revisited in October.
Okay, as another part of that would be to revisit first meeting in October. So, everybody agree? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, with the resolution 2403 to continue on that sheet of paper, you will fill in 1703. We will take employee 2, Public Works 3. Okay, is the 22. Number 2 stays the same at 20.
3 becomes 22, 2 stays at 20.
And we don't have a number.
And we don't have a number 4.
So could we take the dollar amount out?
Okay, and no other adjustments on that.
The wastewater operator, we're changing it, or do you want to bring that
Should we
back?
wait until that gets finalized?
Probably.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
Is that,
For when they start. We don't have to start.
right? Okay. So, all in favor, did the
Just do a motion yet for her.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
There's no motion.
There's no motion.
Will somebody say no?
I Resolution 2403 with the changes that we
I
said.
make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded with the changes made to have resolution 2403. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed, motion carries. council. Item C, you have commercial building permit for the Lind Elementary School. Project value they have written is $14,000. It's for ADA compliance.
Sidewalk.
Yep, sidewalks, doors.
Make a motion, we accept.
Second it.
Moved and seconded to approve the commercial building permit application for Lind Elementary School. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed?
I'm abstaining.
So it's still passed, right, 3? Okay. Thank you. Jim. Okay. All right, so, item D, the new amended part is the green sheets, please. And it is for the Tri-Cities asphalt estimate, and one's on one side, one's on the other side. There's 2 different spots. Pick one side, whichever side you want to talk about.
What is this patch at the Grange?
The patch at the Grange is, if you remember, we temporarily filled it for the winter and got it all ready for all that stuff. So it needs to be completely done. And if it's not done, it will fail and we will be back in the same boat that we were with that building. We already agreed to do the fixing when you agreed to do the work. What month was that?
Was last year.
Yeah, can't remember what month it
Well,
was.
I'm opposed to that, because I think the town crew should be able to do that. We can buy the asphalt and then put it out.
The guy's gonna be here anyway for a fixed job.
See, that's town's money again, that's let me see.
Okay, the budget already has it in, but you've already agreed to get it fixed by the asphalting. And the town, most of that spot is in the town's right of way.
It's still 11,000 town people's money, $11,000, not roughly.
What?
It was 8,000 for the meter and stuff and all that people.
Yeah, but that was James, that was her walls. That was the fix
The town paid for that.
Yeah, we paid $8,000.
Yeah.
for the initial whatever.
Temporary fees.
Yeah.
Which
And
not half
now,
that long.
but now it was already approved before that. So this right here, these estimates is to get them, just the top 2 inches taken down and then put that asphalt
See,
on top.
I don't understand that. The homeowner, or owner, is responsible from their home to the meter, or from the meter to the home. So why are we paying for James' wall?
I don't know why he didn't fix it in the first place.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's all,
Right.
everybody, we can fix their needs for them too.
No,
Well, why is one different from the other?
I don't know. It's not different. You are correct. If I have a meter, then I pay to my,
Then,
for
I think
my part.
James'
But
wall should go to
unfortunately, it's in the town's right of way, right? Right? Yes. Because the town right of way is the front of the
Okay.
building.
I can name about 10 meters now that are in town's right way that people have had to pay for to put lines in the south.
Okay, then this is not gonna be approved.
I'm opposed to it, I am, sorry.
I think that is wrong because we have to get it fixed. We have to get it fixed. We cannot go for another
We're
lawsuit.
hurting for money and I'm opposed.
No, it's $5,900 and the budget has $12,900 in it.
So then the town's gonna put me a new line in for my meter to my house.
No, that's not the meter. No.
Still in the town's right way.
Oh, we're two different things.
Would you explain why that was done in the first place?
In order to get it fixed so that it would.
To get what fixed? I need to know what
James
was.
Walls, Grange.
Yeah.
Okay, that corner.
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't fix the meter got fixed, the pipe got fixed, but then he didn't fill in and didn't, preserve the actual water pipe fix. So when that big rain came through, it made it worse, it made the hole worse.
So are you talking on his side lot? Like, you're in front of the building,
Right.
You're not talking at the open hole next to it?
The corner, right there.
Yeah.
That, well, you know where the
The old gas station?
Yeah.
No, I know what she's
okay,
talking
you know
about.
them, okay.
Yeah, but I just wondered why the town fixed it instead.
It was a private job at the time, no, James Wall hired Josby to lay
No, I mean later on, this one, that the town just
It was
recently.
so that it wouldn't get worse. It was or what do you call it, undermining the street, highway that it was right there at that corner.
So the water running off of his building was undermining the road.
It's getting worse, yes.
And don't I recall that the council had said that maybe they would talk about having James Wall pay for part of it?
Yes, I believe you're right.
Did you follow up with that at all, or?
No, because he was in Hawaii and all that, so I was contacting his dad and mom, and then we got sidetracked. I didn't get back to him, so.
Well, we fixed something because somebody didn't fix the building and
Well, at the time,
Destroying
didn't want
part of the
didn't want the highway to fall in. That was the danger.
And I think if you measure that, you'll find that half of the town only owns half, James Wall's the other half of what we're fixing.
Okay, so you're ignoring or voting down, as a council, you're voting down the Grange part, the $2,800 one.
Did you say he's coming tomorrow?
Who?
This guy?
No.
Okay, I thought you said something about someone coming
The
tomorrow.
asphalt guy is gonna be in town anyway.
He's gonna be in town tomorrow?
No,
Oh,
he's in town.
When is
He's
he?
doing another job.
Alright. I thought I heard somewhere in there that he's gonna be in town tomorrow.
I mean, we got town crew, we've hired two people, why can't we get a bag of asphalt and let them fix it? A monkey could do it, you'd have to pay all that money.
Can you answer that?
Contractors.
So what was put in there? Didn't you say
It's
that there's some kind of a
temporary.
temporary?
and if we don't do something with, on top of the temporary, it's only gonna be 2 to 3 inches is what I would told, 2 inches, and then the asphalt on top. So it's not gonna be like what Robert said before, that the whole thing's gonna be taken out. No, it's only the top layer. But the thing is it's within our right of way, and we have to fix our right of way. And so then, if you're only gonna go there and stop where somebody else's property is, well, then you're gonna have the
So-
same problem before.
Let me give you an example, I'm coming down North Bay Street, I turn right, and when I hit a bloody great pothole, about 2 foot deep, that's town's property, who's gonna fix that, contractors?
No,
Well, then, I think the town crew can do this little bit of asphalt. You know, it's not no big issue.
okay.
I
You
worked on the
have,
whole, I was there when I done all the work on it, I know what's going on
okay,
there.
but you have a little bit more experience behind you of that comment, right? We did not hire somebody with that little bit of experience background.
Yeah, but you just imagine, you got a big, 2-ton,
We do have cold patch, we don't have hot,
okay?
and that's what this is.
You can still repair that. I mean, I'll put potholes up the end of it actually. I'll put it in concrete for asphalt over the top.
And they are breaking up now.
No, I went over the other day.
Okay, well, I'll differ with you.
I just think, you know, they can do that, that's not a hard job.
Okay, but this company is going to be in the process, in the town, to do some other spots in town so that the, what do you call it, scrub seal project, the TIV, there's some spots that have to be us fixed, okay, for the scrub seal to be a good job. Because that scrub seal, they scrub, and then they fill in, and if you scrub, and then you still got a hole, and then it fills in the hole, well, then you still got a put in the road. And so this asphalt, or this patch job, will make that job a little bit better for that TIV completion.
I just don't
So
like,
they're already in town.
I don't like spending people's money from the town on jobs they could do. That's my opinion, I'm opposed to it, sorry, opposed to it.
So I just want to make it clear in my mind, so you're going to fill the town's right of way and then go into the Walt property to finish it?
That's what this estimate is.
Okay, and
For.
we're going to bill him for a portion of that?
I will do the best I can to build
So I'm
him for
asking-
his portion.
That's all I'm asking.
So is
We
that,
need to be like that.
no, I'm just saying it out there,
Well,
just
me
like
too.
you are. So is that motion?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move ahead with this,
Okay,
with this Tri-City asphalt.
okay, is there a second?
Second.
It's moved and seconded to complete these, or use Tri-City asphalt for completion of these two estimates and grand total of $5,967.12. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed?
Opposed?
Okay, motion carries. All right. Thank you for the conversation.
That's $8,000.
Mayor's report for July 23rd. Town Hall has received some complaints concerning a council member, which has been addressed to the whole council. TIV scrub seal project has gone out for bids. Nothing to report about well 7. And council, please make note, packets will be available Monday afternoon, August 12th, not the Friday before. Okay, so Monday afternoon, August 12th, not the Friday before.
Why is that?
There's an out-of-town issue.
Got it.
Okay, I'm going to return to the agenda for the Finance Committee report.
Before I read, anybody got any comments?
Yeah, there's Larson Fowles keeps popping up every meeting. And I thought that we terminated his service to the town, well, not to the town, but since he didn't serve the town. So why are we continuing to pay these fees? $306.25. I've seen that like 4 times.
Well, that was on the last year's, or last pending. So what one are you doing?
Oh, it's,
Are you doing the warrant register? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay, that was approved at the last pending for ordinances and,
Correspondence regarding ordinances.
Didn't we make motion and approve a new, to enter into a contract with a new town attorney?
we did.
and I thought your attorney got a letter that's saying that that was illegal.
It's not illegal
Okay, well,
because
the thing is I've been told that it was.
You want to believe that it was, but there was a list that you turned out to us listing all of the positions that you hire and fire for. The attorney, the town engineer, and the sewer individual was not on that. And the contracts for the, here we go, and the contracts for the attorney is something that the council approves.
The
Yes,
contracts.
Barbara, when did you become an attorney?
I never said I
Well,
was.
then why are you
That's
sitting there bobbleheading?
That's outlined.
No, it's not, because we
Okay.
don't need her input. She writes.
RCW 35.27.070. Okay. It states, the government of a town shall be vested in a mayor and a council consisting of 5 members and a treasurer, all elective. The mayor shall appoint a clerk and a marshal and may appoint a town attorney, town master, street superintendent, a civil engineer, and such police and such subordinate officers and employees as may be provided for by ordinance. All appointed officers and employees shall hold office at the pleasure of the mayor, subject to any applicable law, rule, or regulation relating to civil service and shall not be subject to confirmation by the town council.
Okay, let me ask you this then. If the attorney, according to his letter, works solely for you, that's what his letter said. He works at the pleasure of the mayor, not the council. Then where do we get our legal advice? According to Clear Risk, we can hire, as a council, we can hire our own attorney if the town is willing to pay for 2 attorneys.
If the town is willing to pay for 2 attorneys, and I
Okay,
don't
and
think
you
that
think
the
that's
town-
right?
I don't think that the town is willing to pay for 2
And do
attorneys.
you think it's right that we have no legal counsel for anything that we bring up? It's
Not
just
only that, how do you know that RCW is right? The one I used to pay KC turned out to be wrong, and that's Washington state law. So I don't believe that.
Well-
I'm sorry, that's correct.
It says you may appoint one, and then it further says if it's supplied by an ordinance. And this town doesn't have an ordinance for the position of town attorney. So it is a contracted service. It's contracted service, and the council makes a decision whether to enter into or end contracts.
Okay, that will have to be researched because I do remember something in the past.
I asked the council when I was mayor, and the council approved it.
And not only that, the RCW, I've read about 7 different versions of that. And, you know, and they all say different, so which one is right? Why write
Well, the
something
reason it
that's not
says
right?
may appoint
Yeah.
is if there is an ordinance that gives her hiring, gives that as a physical town position, and there's no physical town position. We just always have it. And when our attorney, when I was mayor, when he decided not to be the mayor for the town anymore, he offered up one of his business partners, and I brought it to the council, and the council accepted that.
It was a handshake deal, as I understand it.
This
Contract
is
with all-
from a long time ago. That's how I handled it when I was mayor, from what I read, and the council are the ones that decided to go with the other partner of the firm that we've been.
Because it was in the firm. Same firm.
Yeah, within the firm, yeah. So,
Okay, and this is the Bible, Mayor Council Member Handbook. It is page 17. There you are. Right there. A mayor cannot prohibit the council from accessing the city attorney for advice, and that's what has been going on.
You haven't submitted.
Why should we
anything.
have to go through you? What if there's something that we have a question of that involves you? We shouldn't
put
have
it
to
in a
go
letter
through
and
this.
lick the envelope, I don't know.
Oh, let's be sarcastic.
Okay,
Well, why should we have to run through you and get your approval to talk to the mayor? Because there's an issue concerning you. That doesn't even make sense.
good point. Maybe you and I could talk it out. But that paragraph also says the mayor appoints the city attorney.
Only when there's
Contradicts
actual
itself.
city.
Yeah, so you're picking and choosing whatever paragraph, just like I'm picking and choosing whatever
So which one
RCW.
of them is right? They're both written in the councilman's handbook, so
I know. And your point,
like what it is, that's a load of crap.
well, we gotta go by something.
Well, that's okay,
Right.
because there has to be specific.
If you want to have an attorney, then that's fine, but I don't think that the town is gonna pay for
And I
it.
don't think it's fair that we should have to ask the town to do that.
Hold
But we
on
should-
there, that's our money, Jim.
That's what I'm saying.
You
I'm
misunderstood.
paying for your guys' lawyer.
You didn't hear what he said.
Yeah, I did.
What'd he say?
No, he said the opposite of what you thought he said.
We
He
have
said
one
we
lawyer.
don't want to
We have one
ask.
lawyer, town lawyer.
Yes,
Why do you guys need to have a lawyer?
Hold on.
we need to have somebody who will serve the council and the
you put
mayor,
that in the folder, it's folder.
all of us. He won't serve us, he only serves her. He wrote it in a letter to us.
She's the
That's-
town of Lynn, she's mayor.
And
And the council
City
needs,
council should have legal say.
it says that we can't be denied access to the attorney.
But the thing is, each one of you guys need to get together and come up with one question, instead of making 4 or 5 phone calls that cost.
No, we understand that. I think I said that in a previous meeting. If we need to get a hold of him for any reason, then of course we would designate one person to take care of it. We don't want to waste that money.
Okay, have we opened up the door here?
apparently.
Okay. Karen?
Mine was, I've read everything you guys said, I've read it somewhere. The one is right, they're saying one person, it's sort of like what Richard said, so the attorney isn't getting bombarded with all these questions. But if
Interesting.
there's a way you all get together and come up with a question that you want found out, then one
That's
can.
what we do. We have one person represent the council, so that, like you say, he's not bombarded
Right,
with a buttload of questions.
yeah, because it was in their
Same
different
question over and over.
areas I found, that was sort of the reasoning on.
Well, we understand the
we tried to
reasoning.
avoid.
We don't appreciate how our current attorney handled the situation. We don't like how he insulted the council and what he said in his letter, and that he is not available to us, he is only available to her. And that is not correct. We want to switch to a different attorney that will be happy to serve everyone. That's all.
No, that's what I just meant, I had read, that's why they just wanted to go through what I'm not saying, it is that everybody does.
Hopefully we don't have
But
to go to the
just to
attorney.
go through one person, how it is, on just one person called whomever it is.
Kathleen?
Yeah, I think the council has a right to have an attorney to work, to be fair, because the council have their rights just as much as the mayor does.
We'll go back down to that.
Yes, Mr. Allen?
Wasn't it at the last city council meeting that it was brought up by the council that fouls be eliminated, prevent a problem? And another attorney was brought up.
Mhm.
That way the council, the mayor, everybody, there was second in the motion.
Okay.
Now what's the problem?
The problem is that was an invalid motion, because I am not dismissing the town attorney, which is Larson Fowles.
So, excuse my French, in other words, to hell with this whole town and an attorney. And if I've got a problem, like I've had before with you, and I get a runaround, that means I can't go to the city council and ask them in front of an attorney without you being present, because there has to be your attorney, not the city council's.
That's not
looked at his letter, it says he is your attorney, specifically said he's your attorney. Then why are you paying him?
You know, as many years as I've lived in this town, there's always been a public
But he
attorney.
doesn't work for the town. He
That's
works
why
for you.
he's dismissed.
It's always been, Larson Bowles firm has always been the town attorney as far as I was on council or now.
Okay.
So
How far
the
back does
town
that
is
go?
paying for their ordinances, for their correspondence, for his.
It used to be
And you're saying that
Exactly.
he doesn't serve us as a council. He only serves you.
Okay, we've got way too many conversations going.
He only serves you. He does not serve the council, and we're trying to serve the town.
Okay, so that is your issue.
That is.
The issue is, he was fired, he needs to go.
No, he wasn't fired because I didn't fire him.
You don't
But
have to
then, yeah,
fire
they
him.
made a mistake for him, because, you know, we made that motion that he be dismissed as town lawyer.
I did not.
Okay, we're gonna make another motion.
No, you just can't just make motions.
But the
Fact of the
so-
matter is that
Let's
Okay,
conversations, please.
the only time that the mayor has full control over a position is when there is a created town of position through ordinance. We do not have a town attorney created ordinance ordained position for a town attorney.
That's what I
So
would
it is
like to
through
research.
contract.
That's what I would like to research.
Okay? And if it turns out that we are correct, what's next?
We'll come back to the table.
No, but that-
I will
this man-
present, I will present that you are right. I will present that I am wrong.
I know that, it just done in the meantime.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back to the warrants.
So, well, yeah, but I brought up the Larson Fowles. Are we still interested in entertaining that? I'm not.
I want him dismissed, I mean, he's, how rude he was to us, threatening the council, saying he worked before, and he wants to
I
stay
would like
over for
to
that.
see something showing that this is before the motion replacing him. And if it is, then we would owe him that payment. But if it is after the motion to replace him, then I would think that we should not be paying that fee.
I don't agree with that anyway.
So I would make a motion to pay the warrants. No, can't do that yet. You have to do that, right?
Now, yeah, when you guys have any more comments down there or whatever.
Well, anybody can just. He just has it.
Well,
yeah, yes, the
actually-
dates and all. No, that's good.
I know that a while back, there was a motion made to supply all the billings and documentation with the bills for what we are paying. And I still don't see any of that supplied. So I'm going to make a motion that all receipts and billings be provided with the warrant check register, that it be broken down into itemized areas. Fuel should not just be fuel, it should be which vehicle,
I can't
which
do that.
mileage.
Why?
I can't.
Why?
Why? You get receipts when they fill up.
But I can't do that on the register because that register,
Then you provided extra.
okay,
You attach it.
I'm letting you know, the register shows what is written on a check. So the register is a copy of the check. It cannot be written, itemized on your warrant listing.
Okay,
If
then
you
I am
want the
requesting
warrant-
it be added into, with this,
On a
as
separate
backing
page.
I
on
can't-
separate pages.
I can't do that because it will not allow me to make copies of checks.
I'm not asking for a copy of the check, I am asking for a separate itemized detail of what these things are.
That's
Like,
hundreds of
supplies.
pages.
Okay.
I've requested that you come to the office to look at those warrants which have the receipts attached to them.
well, then I guess we get to sit here while I go through the receipts.
You could do it anytime.
I have a question on the fuel. How do we handle when the employees fuel the vehicles? How do they report how much they put in, what the mileage is, all that kind of stuff. Is there a sheet that they
It's a
fill out?
little piece of paper this big,
It's your receipt.
that's the receipt that shows the mileage of the truck when they get fuel.
And then you get, that's the receipt, and then you get a statement that says X employee, Y employee, da, da, da. And then each one of theirs is like your own gas.
They each have their own card,
Yeah,
so we know what they're putting
Except for
in.
the current new employees don't have cards yet.
so it's just like your home. You get your own little receipt at the machine, at the pump. And then you get your statement that says X employee did this day, this day, this day with this much gallons. And then Y employee, it's all on your statement, which is in those
Okay.
folders.
Are the vehicles assigned to specific employees?
Yes,
Okay.
and on your receipt, or on the, let's say a pickup, okay? It's asking for odometer, so then they punch in the odometer, and then it figures out your gas mileage and all that.
I was just curious because somebody had mentioned to me at one point that people were filling their private vehicles
That was on their card.
on the county card.
I get receipts from
Okay.
everything,
I just
and
wanted
it's
to clarify
matched to the statement. The receipt is matched to the statement for each fill up. So I know what vehicle is used, how much gas they filled up with by the receipt, so I know what vehicle is filled up with. They have to write what vehicle they filled up with on the
Okay,
receipt.
a little bit more detail on that. The auditor had a issue with, say I had a pickup, say I filled up the pickup, but I had 6 gas cans in the back. They want a separate receipt for the pickup, a separate receipt for each can.
Okay. I can see
They
that.
did not want, okay, here's the hose, fill up, fill up, fill up, fill up, because then that gives a false impression for that vehicle's mileage or fuel usage. So we have corrected on that.
Okay.
Jetting N Street, $2,000. We couldn't use our own
We tried.
machine?
We did, and it was not working. And I believe that it was concluded that it was a reason of, I don't remember the product, but whatever that product is that you pour down.
The baby wipes. Wasn't it
Baby wipes, okay, sorry. I was thinking something different.
So all of these, can we create our paper?
Kelly Connect is your, like, BIE, business interiors, they change names.
There's 3 of them here.
Oh, well, one's the packing invoice, one's the, they didn't get stapled together. I apologize for that.
See, now, when you go down here to 640, it says truck parts. That's kind of generic. I mean, what is it, a battery? Or is it a tie rod? Or, I would. Is it over here?
The pending invoice from the last meeting would have the more itemized definition of what this was.
Oh, we figured it
Because
out
this
one
was the pending invoice list at the last meeting, which I don't have.
And that's what it is. Put this back here together.
Okay, I'm not seeing the fuel. You said overlooked it.
Those are just the pending invoices, which is what I was asked to bring to the council meeting.
No, you're supposed to bring all the bills.
Oh, the motion that was made was
It
the
wasn't
pending
to bring the
invoices.
pending invoices, it was to
And
bring
that's
the
what
bills to the
pending
meeting.
invoice.
So the next meeting, please have all of the bills, so if there's a question, please.
And could you please have them broken down into itemized categories, like with the fuel and the supplies, and, I mean, those are very generic terms, and we would like to know what supplies, what vehicles, those kind of.
It's in the bill. It's in the receipt. It's
So on the
broken down.
Visa card, when you buy something and it just says supplies at a business, how do we know what you bought?
It's in the bill. With the receipts.
But sometimes it doesn't.
In
Does
here,
it tell you
in
what
here
it
it
was?
tells you,
It tells you what it was for,
yes.
the part number of it.
I don't see this.
It would if there was a bill in here. I would be able to tell you exactly what was bought on the Visa bill. The Visa bill was grease and filters and
I was
email
just-
account renewal,
I was just using that as an
Oh.
example.
because it is on this list.
Well, Mike was on finance committee, so I guess that I'm part of that now, so I would like to be able to look at these before the meeting at home with my magnifier to go over them at my leisure and bring them back.
They have to stay in the safe or in the office. They can't.
Well, then, could you please bring them to the meeting?
That's what Jamie just asked me.
And
Completely itemized.
the committees have not been reassigned, so they will be reassigned because of the latest Laura. Cagney too.
And technically, the warrants are supposed to stay in the office. They're not supposed to be in the office. So it's an exception to bring them to the council.
The list of warrants?
No, the list of warrants, the warrant list can come, I'm saying the actual warrants themselves. They stay in the safe at all times unless you come in and sign off that you view them within the office. You have to sign that you've looked at them. You have to actually sign
Well, the warrants are the checks, correct?
yes.
Okay, well, I'm not asking to see the actual check.
Well, it's attached to, if you want a detailed list of this, that is what you have to view,
And
and
you
that
can't
needs to
make
be in
a
the
copy of
office.
that to put in the,
It's 100 pages.
Sometimes.
Some, each bill, is more than one page. That's what I'm saying. It's like 100 pages to do a detailed list of all of this. So, no, it's like hundreds of dollars to do that.
And at any time, any council member can come into the office and view the folder that is the warrants, the checks, I don't know what else now that you want to say. And when you do, then that's where the auditor wants us to write down the date that you have reviewed those warrants.
And we don't need to fill out a records request?
Correct.
Because you're not looking out with anything. You are viewing.
You're good.
Well, yeah.
What are you gonna do first?
Well, go ahead and read it, because I don't want to pay the Larson Fowles bill until after we get clarification.
Okay, what is on this list has already been approved for payment.
Okay, no, this just kind of gets ridiculous and redundant. I don't want to see what we've already approved. I want to see what is up now.
That is the
That we need to
pending
approve.
invoice.
Okay, then why do we need this?
Because that's that.
Because you have to sign this. The pending invoice list is requested by the state auditor.
Okay, why can't we sign that one then instead of this?
Well, if you want me to put your signatures on the bottom of this, I can do that as well.
Well, instead of this,
No, this is the actual checks, right?
Yeah, this is the check register, the warrant register. This is what needs the signatures on it. I don't, it's what I was handed when I went into the office and what I was told
Process.
the process was. And when I approached the state auditor and asked about the pending invoice list, it was a verbal thing. Anna's over there shaking her head that I'm wrong. But I was told by Ruby verbally that the pending invoice list, it's not required, it is recommended.
So why don't we just get the pending invoices to look at and know that it's upcoming? Why do we have to accept them before we can look at them?
So that's what I bring for you to look at and ask
So
for your approval.
If it's
to
not
pay.
necessary, it's creating this back and forth. Well, you already approved it at the last meeting. Well, you already approved the pending invoices at the last meeting. And we're looking at them and we're asking you a question about the attorney, and you're not able to answer that.
I did. I said that it was approved at the last meeting. It is.
Yeah, it was
it is-
approved on the pending invoice
It
date.
was correspondence regarding ordinances done in June.
what ordinance?
He didn't tell me that.
Whatever you were wanting to do.
It was a June bill.
It was a June bill.
Okay.
And I had the pending, or I had the pending bills with me at the last meeting.
I'm assuming it was in the early part of June before we voted to terminate the,
Yeah, because I received it at the end of June. It was dated the 1st of July.
all right,
So what we're gonna do about not paying it?
well, we can't. It was in the early part of June. Before we get that motion.
Are you gonna go right down the list here?
There's 2 warrant lists.
Is it? And it don't want, 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Okay, I'm hitting it. You good? Okay, I make a motion. I move to approve payment of warrants dated from 6/25/2024 to 6/30/2024 in the amount of $10,787.
Second?
Moved and seconded to approve the warrant check register dated 6/25 to 6/30 of 2024 in the dollar amount of $10,787. All in favor, say aye. And any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, next, I move to approve payment of warrants dated from 7/9/2024 to 7/22/2024 in the amount of $22,988.56.
So,
It's moved and seconded to approve the warrant check register dated July 9th to July 22nd of 2024 in the dollar amount of $22,988.56. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, next down the list, I move to approve pending invoices dated 6/27/2024 through 7/22/2024 in the amount of $5,885.67.
second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded to approve the pending invoices dated 6/27 to 7/22 of 2022, or 2024, in the dollar amount of $5,088, start over, $5,885.67. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries.
I just had a quick question. Gideon Maddox, I should have brought this up before. I'm just curious about the $140 for removing spam virus. How did that get in there?
It was on the laptop, it just kind of appeared and it said, call this number, call this number, and I didn't call the number. It was a scam.
Oh, okay.
He's got one.
Okay, council, comments and concerns. Robert?
Okay, first off, I'd like to make a motion. That motion is that we abide by the 4-minute rule. If you want to speak, you put your name down. So that way there'll be no more outbursts and arguing amongst the public.
There's a motion? A second.
Okay, so if I understand you right, the motion was to allow 4 minutes, no outbursts,
So, that's all.
4 minutes on this, which is already printed.
Minute rule, yes.
Okay, so all in favor say aye,
Aye.
and any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, I know at the last meeting, I made a motion that we proceed with auctioning for some materials. What has been done by now?
There's advertisements out, and it's in the journal, and we're starting with the merry-go-rounds.
Okay, what, do we even know what day?
It's on the poster. It's August. I can't remember what it was.
Have you had much response?
It was just put up the other day.
Yeah, that's good for me then, thank you.
Okay, the hydrant flushing. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but in the past, several years ago, the fire department used to do that as part of their training. And then it was requested that it be taken from them. And in the meantime, our hydrants have not been flushed. I would like to see that return to the volunteer fire department because they will do it every year right up to harvest. And then we don't have this goat rope of, we don't have time and, we don't have the equipment or whatever, we can get it done. So I would like to make a motion that we return the flushing of the fire hydrants to the volunteer fire department.
Okay, before any second, can I interject something? Just an idea.
Okay?
The fire hydrants do get flushed, but at the same time, we are trying to conserve some water.
Mhm.
So if you want to flush the hydrants and waste, quote unquote, a lot of water that could be used for our drinking water. Okay, and then number two, who is responsible to do the repairs for the hydrants?
I was told that they would tell us which hydrants need to be repaired or which ones aren't working, and I would imagine that it's up to the town to provide the materials. I don't know who would replace it.
Sam used to do it, Jim, we used to put
Okay.
on items in,
Okay?
test them, flush them, put them in.
Okay.
Brand new ones, actually.
And as far as wasting town water, I don't think we have a choice. When the state says you need to flush them a certain number of times, what choice do we have? I mean,
Well,
we can,
can you give me a date that is designated at?
he said it would be after harvest, probably the first weekend of, or first week of September.
Okay, officially from.
I don't know. That was when Derek Lakes.
Basically, we need to know they all work.
Yeah. We
Well, the ones that are not
need to
working,
comply.
okay, the ones that are not working are covered with the black garbage sacks. And then the parts are being ordered if we know what's the issue. And they are fixed. The ones over there by Hozzy's, they were bagged and now they are fixed.
So how many do we have that are bagged now?
All I know of is one that's down there by McGregor's.
And have we ordered the parts?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. And see, and that's all the original issue was, okay, if the fire department tests and says something's wrong, and then turn around and have the town pay for it, I don't know where that money's gonna come from.
It's great time to
Yeah.
raise the money.
You know, because it's a fire abatement issue, then
Okay,
somebody can write for a
but
grant.
does the fire department pay for the parts?
There's a motion on the floor.
I'm just
No, I'm
asking.
saying we could apply for grants to pay for those.
For the town's fire hydrants, the town pays for it.
Yeah, okay, okay.
The motion was made.
Thank you.
Okay, so, the interjection, I had to say that. So
Should have been
I
after I
got my
said
answer.
this, but,
Okay, so, the motion has been made, was there a second now?
yes.
Okay,
Who seconded?
Jamie.
Jamie seconded, okay, sorry.
okay, then we get-
Okay, so motion to return hydrant flushing to the fire department.
Return to fire department.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make sure I got it right.
Motion's been made to, have the fire department do the hydrant flushing and repairing.
Just the
He didn't
flushing,
say
the town
that, he
employees.
said flushing.
Okay, just the flushing, all right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries.
You know, we have a dump truck that's sitting over there by the shop, it's got a cracked frame. Why can't we get bids to repair that? I mean, from what I understand, it's a perfectly operable piece of equipment, but right at the moment, it's unsafe and it can be welded.
I
So,
thought that Stephen said it was.
Steve wasn't really no mechanic.
I'll have to check.
okay, because I think that's a waste of resources to have that sit there rusting in place.
There's two, you got the water truck,
Yeah.
and then you've got the other dump truck.
Right.
You know, just waiting around, so, we're looking off at the moment.
But I would like, I mean, he said it's been fixed, it's been welded,
I thought that he said yes.
okay.
I'll check.
I'll leave it at that for now. And then, volunteers in the office, I know I got a letter from Barbara, and I'll have to find it, stating that there is no volunteer position. The only position in the town office is the clerk treasurer. Due to previous audit findings, there needs to be 2 people in the office for accountability. Wouldn't that be you and Paula? Okay. But shouldn't the volunteers also be bonded because they're handling money, they're getting into the computers, the personal information on people? My understanding is that some of them are able to use an old passcode that they have to get into the computer. No? Okay. All right. Well, that's good to hear. But I am not comfortable with people's personal information being there to unbonded people.
The personal information is locked. Nobody has access to the personal
Absolutely, positively.
information.
Okay, then what do they have access to? The volunteers. They're taking money, right?
Correct.
Payments, okay, shouldn't you be bonded for that?
You can.
Okay, well, I just think that it would be,
Every,
it was recommended, let's say, that, by the state auditor, that anybody working in the office, whether employed or volunteer, be bonded.
okay,
I just think it's a smart thing on the town's part to be able to do that. And it's
In
nothing personal against anybody.
the past, all the subs that were in the office, they weren't bonded. So,
Okay, but it's been recommended that they be bonded by the state recommended.
And also the mention of there being an outline volunteer program created by council before allowing a volunteer.
Right, yes. A volunteer program we set up with certain guidelines and so forth, so,
you wanna work on that?
look into that, yeah. Okay. Yes,
When you ask about personal information, can you be more specific to them, like as far as what they have access to?
anything involving your utilities, as far as water, sewer, garbage, how much you're paying. Some people pay a whole bunch of money and, people they just want their privacy.
Correct.
And
So-
volunteers should not have login to computers and passwords to get into those computers.
Or talk town business.
They don't.
Yeah.
That's what worried me, You got 5 or 6 people in there, some of them drug addicts, and I know this is bad. Discussing town business. That's true, Bob, true.
Don't start.
I don't like that. Why should you be in there discussing business with ex-drug addicts and people who are on pills now, and I can prove it, in the office, chit-chat about doing town stuff, when the council members not even allowed.
Well, I think everybody in this room should be drug tested.
Fine, I'll do it right now, all back in the audience.
I said everybody in this room.
That's true. No, you know who they are, you've been seen driving around with them, which though?
And we're in still. Okay.
On several occasions. And a couple of them are just sitting in there at night, there's no way should they be
We're not
allowed
here
to
to
that word in that office.
Well, that's my office.
Maybe risk management should know about this after,
That's my office.
because this is a piss poor show.
That's my office.
Back.
I don't know what bird she's sitting on, but that's a.
I'm looking at it over there, look at it.
That's not becoming to a council member.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
What are you gonna do?
that would be up to the public.
Yeah.
Okay, Jim, are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. Anna, do you have anything?
At the moment,
Okay, moving on to Jamie.
Hey, I know you said no report on Well Southern, but what's going on with the sine wave filter? When's the last time you checked or heard a date that we get it, or?
The same thing as what's always given, it's a specially made filter.
And it was supposed to be here at the beginning of July. That was like 10 weeks.
Okay, I don't have a control over that.
Have you contacted the
I've
company?
contacted Dan Remick, yes, and that's the same thing, is he doesn't have any new news to give.
All right, but we did approve the company to put it in when it does get here.
Mhm.
So once it's here, how long is it gonna take to mobilize that company?
That part I don't know. I don't know if they have had notice, hey, the filter's here, you need to be here, or they will say, the filter's in Spokane, what is your schedule? I don't know their process.
Who are they selling your filter to? You don't know?
If it's shipped to Spokane, if it's shipped to the actual person or company that's putting it in and then being here, if it's gonna be shipped to our office.
Well, could you ask Dan? I'm curious where it's supposed to be shipped to, and then what the time frame looks like for the company to come and actually do the work.
Right.
Do they need a week's notice, 2 weeks' notice?
That-
People are getting really tired of hearing it's not here,
And you
know.
think that I am not, do you
I'm not
think that I
saying-
am not saying, Dan, where's the filter? Dan, where's the
I
filter?
don't know what you do in your office, that's why I'm asking the question, because there are people that ask me the question.
Sure, and they asked me
So
too,
it's nothing about you, it's just that it
and
would be
they asked me
nice
too.
to have a little more.
I will
information.
contact Dan to try and get more information. But
You know, like
if
where-
there's no more information,
No, but where's it being shipped to? I'm sure he probably
okay, I
told you
can
that.
ask that.
And then what the time frame for that company
That part I
to
don't know.
come. Well, he probably knows.
I'll ask.
Okay.
Happy? Yeah.
Time
I didn't get, I only got one sheet
public
back.
comment.
There should
Is
be
there
a
a hang
second.
up?
Hold on, hey, look, just a minute. I wasn't done.
Well, there was two shots.
Yeah, there's
I only
two.
saw one.
There's two weren't registered sheets, and I only got one back.
Here's the long one.
I sent two out, and I only got one back. That one.
Well, this is my copy.
Okay,
Me.
I didn't get the second one back.
Okay.
Oh, you should take.
Right there.
Is that the one?
That's one.
That's my copy though, isn't it?
I don't know. Sign it anyway. Just saying.
So I just had a question. The school board last night was in the process of adopting and being a part of the Adams County Mitigation Plan and Community Wildfire Protection Plan. It's for disaster mitigation. And in the document, it had the town of Lynn in there. And I hadn't heard of it before, but it opens you up to being able to get a lot of grants, like for droughts, water, and to replace things like when we had the wildfire,
Natural disasters.
natural disasters and stuff. It had the town of Lynn in the document, but are we actually a part of that, or?
I believe so. Was it FEMA?
It opens you up to FEMA and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
You're not sure, you think so?
Well,
Because it would be a great thing.
If it was the FEMA lady Sandy, was Sandy named on it somewhere?
Oh, if it was, I didn't see it.
Okay.
Well, I just thought it sounded like a great way to qualify for more grants
Yeah.
for town. That's all.
Okay, oh, I am so sorry. I forgot at the very beginning. First is, Jim Dworshack.
All right. I fail to understand why those council members having 60 hours to pick up their packets to view them for the next council meeting, and then raise any concern or questions on the packet the following Monday or Tuesday. At the office, it appears to not have read the information before the meeting itself. On a personal note, Councilmember Schmuck,
Oh,
you and my wife were in apology.
hold on, let's not.
Not personal.
You'd be asked to be that.
This is personal because it affects the gender of the idea.
You're.
On a personal note, listen up.
And what you call me last week? Did you call me a name last week?
No, I did not.
That's what I heard, that's on video, you called me a jackass.
You need to understand what I say
I'm glad I
I
could
did
hear
not
that,
say
so I wanted to
anything.
tell you.
Okay.
to you, all right?
Stop attacking
If
my
I may
business.
read this last. On a personal note, Councilmember Schmuck, you owe my wife an apology for your statement of telling her to shut up. I hold that statement to not be professional at all.
I don't think I told your wife to shut up.
don't
Why would I
think it
say
was
that?
Specific, I think it was general.
I'm Sherry, I didn't tell you to shut up. Sorry. If you thought I did.
Okay.
I'm not gonna argue with you ever, because I've had you argue with me a
Okay.
lot.
All right.
And I
Let's-
That's for
let's
another
move
time
on.
and place. I don't know what you're talking
We
about.
need to move on.
Over there a little bit. Rose Elkington, I'm sorry, I did not, she wanted to say something at the beginning and I forgot.
What it pertains to is we're kind of going over here at the church, our rental agreement to further satisfy our insurance company, you might say. And you guys are fine, don't worry about it. The only thing that we ask is no alcohol, which there isn't, no illegal drugs on the premises, no tobacco. If you smoke outside the church, we've, not necessarily you guys, but other people, we found cigarettes butts out there, and we had to pick them up. I used to smoke at jobs I used to be at. I used to have to clean up parking lots with cigarette butts, and it's a nasty job. So, if you do smoke outside,
please either take your butts home with you, or there's a trash can right behind the building. That's our trash can. That's all I'm asking, is that you pick up your cigarette butts if you smoke out there.
That's reasonable, thank you.
That's the end of the list.
Make the motion to adjourn.
All right, we are adjourned. All in favor, aye. No, no.